2022 Philippine presidential election. Senator Bongbong Marcos presented his certificate of candidacy for the 2022 presidential election. Ferdinand Bongbong Romualdez Marcos Jr. was a senator in the Philippines from 2010 to 2016. People in the Philippines will naturally pay attention or be interested when they hear or see the name of Marcos. Since the name of Marcos is so unforgettable to us Filipinos because of the martial law. From an aspiring politician, the Marcos name may be either a huge help or a huge impediment, depending on whether the Marcos years was successful or if martial law in the dramatic 1986 departure from Malacanang were to blame. It may be brilliant legacy or sorrowful way of experience the EDSA revolution in 1986. The Marcoses were forced to flee the nation and live in exile. Bongbong's thoughts remained concentrated on being able to help his nation while he was overseas. As he continued to study and enhance his talents in the hopes and returning to the Philippines soon, he picked up where he left as soon as he walked back into Philippines land and began helping the Filipino people once more. Bongbong Marcos referred to resurrecting his father's previous glory by speaking of restoring the country's unifying leadership. The candidacy of Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. has recently gotten a lot of attention. The fact that his candidacy is being taken seriously despite his late father's memories. But it's no longer about the past. It's about how you lead the country and restore the harmony, reasons why you should choose and vote for Bongbong Marcos. Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. had a distinguished record as a politician, government official, and a public administrator through his 17 years of public service, the most of which was completed away from the media. He was re-elected to the House of Representatives in 2007. He served as Deputy Minority Leader. The Philippine Archipelagic Baselines Law, or Republic Act No. 9522, was one of the significant pieces of legislation that produced during the administration. Meanwhile, from 2010 to 2013, he was the author of 34 Senate legislation, 29 of which he reintroduced in the 16th Congress, and co-author of 17 others, 7 of which become Republic Act, the Anti-Drunk and Drunk Driving Act, the Cybercrime Prevention Act, the Expanded Anti-Trafficking in Person Act, and the National Health Insurance Act. Bongbong was drawn to the demands of public service early in life after watching both of his parents devote more than 2 decades of their lives to it. Bongbong is no stranger to politics. He was elected Vice Governor of Ilocos Norte at the young age of 23. In Ilocos Norte, Bongbong Marcos built a windmill to provide enough electricity for his city's residents. He was elected senator for the Nationalist Party in 2010. He ran for vice president in 2016, but was defeated by incumbent Leni Robredo by just 0.84% of the vote, a result he strongly protested. After 5 years of cozying up to Duterte, he is now attempting to win the presidential election. Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr.'s motive is that he has a very clear vision to our country, and his direction is very obvious in terms of where he wants to lead the country, in terms of building it up to make it better. Bongbong Marcos' entire political career demonstrates that he is qualified to run for the 2022 presidential election. Even if there are many people who despite Bongbong Marcos, he will not give up because he understands his worth and he knows what he can accomplish for the country. The parents' wrongdoings have nothing to do with the son. So rather than saying don't vote for Bongbong Marcos because his father has committed several atrocities against Filipinos, let's say, let's support Bongbong Marcos and prove to all Filipinos out there that he is deserving of being President of the Philippines.